Welcome to the football show.
Oh, the football? Yeah. Oh, it's getting its full title, is it? Is it a Sunday?
It's going up markets for today. And I don't know why I called it the football, is it? I mean, essentially that's what it is.
It's not though, is it?
No, it's the Footy Show.
Though, is it?
It's been the Footy Show.
It's been the Footy Show since day one.
Yeah, it's never changed. It's the Footy Show.
You've just changed it.
Me next year, and forget that. Footy Show. Welcome. It's the Footy Show.
Hello, my name is...
You know what I'm like? I'm like Paul Lynch. Every time I turn to get a thing, I have to go like this. I'm not some faux hard man. My neck's just killing. Anyway, okay. Enough of my nexual problems.
Nexual.
Let's start with the Prem from Saturday, because it took an interesting twist for me.
Did it?
Well, basically, because the likes of Newcastle won again.
Yeah, they did.
The other week, I just couldn't see where they were going to get a goal from, and the crap.
Yeah, and they won 3 in a row.
But they've won three in the row. And it's mad.
Well, it's not mad, is it? Because essentially what happened was they played 3 crap teams who were also crap and beat them.
I know, but sometimes when you're looking at these sides, you still... Newcastle, right, Newcastle, big issue. They're always going to be alright defensively because of the manager. He always has them shape, organised and everything else. And the other night against Burnley, they got a massive, they beat Burnley 2-1. They got a huge slice of luck for the first goal. Yeah. Massive deflection. But they ground out another win. And I suppose, I remember them doing this at Liverpool with obviously better players, but... you just get a goal up and they just be able to defend it because of the shape and everything, and I suppose that's never left them, has it? And he's still able to do that.
That's half the battle though, isn't it? Surely, you know, they are... He did this last year, didn't he? Didn't have a great start and then got to Christmas and then got a couple of plays in and it changed for them. And I think if you are solid and you can nick a goal and you do get the first goal in these games, then you get that momentum. And yeah, I think we shouldn't be surprised, should we, really? I think we all fall into the trap of saying... Huddersfield have been the same, haven't they? Huddersfield have put a couple of good results back to back, and because there's not much daylight between them and because we are still early on, it doesn't half make a big difference.
Well, Newcastle up to 13th. Saying that, bottom of the league of Fulham with 8.
Yeah.
Who had a win. So, you know, you're talking like Ranieri obviously has come into the club, got his win at the weekend. You know, that was a topsy-turvy game. That's put Southampton right in trouble as well. You know, talk that Mark Hughes is going to be replaced. We'll do a bit more on that in a minute. Burnley, who had started terribly, then seemed to get a couple of results, have then lost the home to Newcastle, who were right by them. Newcastle leapfrogged them. You know, West Ham beaten at the weekend 4-0 at home by City, which obviously isn't the worst result in the world because City are excellent, but 4-0 is a hammering, isn't it? A hammering.
To be honest though, I seen the highlights.
They had a few chances,
they just didn't take them.
Yeah.
It's going to be like this, isn't it? Because listen,
Cardiff, who we beat. I mean, you've seen Cardiff at the weekend, right? I know you said this the other week. You think that they may stay up. When you look at them at the weekend, they're very limited, but they're not terrible. No. They're not like wide open. No. In fact, they've lost to Everton, they've lost to Arsenal, and they lost. Was it Chelsea? Might have been by 1 goal. So, or Tottenham, sorry, by the odd goal.
Yeah.
So, I think there's only Liverpool who've battered them, and Man City.
And even that Liverpool game, it was close.
2-1 with 3 minutes left. Yeah. City beat them 5-0, which you watched, didn't you?
I think with City, with City, well, City, Cardiff City.
Yeah.
I think with Cardiff, I think we talked about it on the final word, is that he sets them up and says, just don't go and get battered, because we're not... Warnock's a pragmatist. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about games like this. He just doesn't. He knows that doesn't matter. Yeah. He sets them out knowing that they're going to lose, but knowing that they're not going to lose massive amounts of confidence. You know,
and goals.
Yeah, exactly, and goals, which can be key. And they've won games recently against teams they're supposed to beat, and that's the key thing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if you look at this now, we've got. Let's go to Newcastle. Brighton are on 15. They're just that little bit ahead. And I think Brighton are sound. I don't think they're any problem. Newcastle -5, which isn't bad for a team that was, you know, in the bottom 3 before the weekend. West Ham -8, also on 12 points. Huddersfield -14. Their problem coming with scoring goals, but yet they've just gone to Wolves and had a shutout, 1-2-0. Then you got Palace 9 points -9. Burnley 9 points -14. Southampton -14, 9 9 points. Sorry, 8 points. Cardiff minus 15 on 8 points. Fulham minus 19 on 8 points. So if you look at Newcastle and Palace, easily the best defensive record out of them. -5, -9. Everyone else the same. But Fulham are 4 or 5 goals adrift already.
Yeah.
So Cardiff have tried to just, you know, they play 13 games. I don't think they're going to get smashed by a lot of teams, Cardiff. I think they may not win a lot of games, but they won't lose.
And it's about who they win against as well, isn't it? It's about picking up those games where, you know, it's a 6-pointer effectively. And this is listen, we've said it all the time. Everyone raves up the Premier League, and rightly so, because, you know, we've just seen Palace go to Old Trafford and get.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, if you're looking at the results from the weekend, sorry to just jump in there, you've got Palace getting a 0-0 at United, Fulham, who didn't look like they could win a game, beating Southampton, West Ham getting spanked at home, Huddersfield going to Wolves and winning 2-0. You know, so, and then obviously Newcastle going to Burnley on Monday. So those teams who were struggling have all got good results at the weekend.
And I think the key thing is that we talk about it, and really, you know, it's all right saying, well, there's 6 great teams in the Premier League, 6.5 great teams in the Premier League.
United are all right,
or whatever, you know, 6 or 7, or even, you know, even whatever. And then then that leaves at least 12
ordinary,
quite ordinary, or at least 10 ordinary teams. You know, give benefit of the doubt to Bournemouth. Definitely.
And I like Watford.
Watford,
the decent side.
Wolves, they've got a good side. They'll be all right this season. You know, they've got goals in them and stuff. But there's 10 very ordinary teams, which means that it's up to those 10 to beat each other. Because I honestly think that any one of those 10 could be in trouble. Not saying could get relegated, but could be in trouble. Could get to a stage,
could be involved
in March or April when they're still looking over the shoulder.
Well, we've said this about us for where we want to finish, haven't we? If you take the top 6 out of it, if you like, almost, you know, there's 13 other teams there that if we beat them home and away, you know, you'd be laughing. It wouldn't matter what you did against the rest. Get the odd point, you'd be challenging for the top 4. You're never going to win.
That was Moyes.
Moyes would be decent against the top sides at home, because we were. Away from home against them, they were right off. You get the odd points, but we were strong against a lot of the others.
And someone else who it's often overlooked as well, who's done this, is Wenger. Wenger did this all the time. He couldn't.
Pochettino does it.
Yeah, can't lay a glove on anyone near them. But by beating those teams that they're supposed to, and this is where, funny enough, Liverpool have always fallen down, is by being able to beat the top sides and yet fall down, and that's the difference for them this season. They're
beating what they should.
They're beating what they should be beating, and you know, where they go to Watford on Saturday, and you know, if you listen to a Liverpool fan, they say, "Oh, we were rubbish for whatever wrong," and then they end up winning 3-0. You know, you'd love that, wouldn't you? You'd love to go somewhere, play rubbish, and have enough quality to win the game 3-0. And that's the difference with them this season.
But this is what Spurs have done. You know, I say it a lot of times, but this is what they do. I know this year they went to Old Trafford and won 3-0 and stuff, but in general, Tottenham...
Well, they've been beaten at home by Man City and Liverpool. And we always say, people always say, and then you look at the table and go, they're there. They're right there.
Well, that's it,
they're third.
Beat Chelsea at the weekend, which was a massive result for them, because the record against Chelsea is not great. That was a big result, Chelsea's first defeat of the season. You know, and the thing with Chelsea, have got loads of quality, but I honestly believe the City aren't unbeatable, but City are comfortably the best for me.
Yeah,
then
the
Liverpool are next in terms of what they've got, but I think Liverpool are beatable because they're open, and then I think Spurs are level with them, and then Chelsea are hover between those two. I think Chelsea could easily finish 2nd or 4th, if you know what I mean. That kind of team where City, I just think they're going to get over 90 points. The challenge is, can anybody else do it? That's the real key.
I still think that if someone takes the chances against City, though.
Well, I watched them the other night against Lyon.
Yeah.
And I know Lyon are a good side, and Lyon pasted us last season, and you know, you went to Lyon away. And the other night, City were great, obviously, going forward, but the amount of times Lyon broke on them.
It is risk and reward. It really is with City. But I watched the highlights on the West Ham game and I was astonished. I was astonished by how many good chances West Ham threw away. Really, a really important sign of the game as well, just to make you a little bit uncomfortable for them. And you just wonder whether
are they going to go in one day for someone?
Exactly. Are they going to go in a game and everything's just going to go wrong? Because, you know, because you will get those games.
You'd expect them to bounce back the week later though, wouldn't you? I think that's the difference now with them, where a few years ago that might run to 2 or 3, 4 games, and that's what happened with Liverpool, I think, last year, when they eventually, the little run, it was 2 or 3, 4, and then he was too far away from it, and in the end he had another bad run near the end, didn't he? But it's going to be interesting. Obviously Arsenal with a big win at Bournemouth on Sunday. I think a lot of people fancy Bournemouth because Bournemouth have been playing really well. But again, Aubameyang coming
up. It's the two strikers. It's just the difference at the moment, isn't it, for Arsenal? It's what separates them from us at the moment, I think, is having that ability to, you know, if one of your strikers is not playing well, you can just take him off and put the other one on, or start with the other one or whatever. And that, having those two strikers, that's what could propel them into the top 4. I don't think that it's good enough to be in the top 4, but listen, if you can tell me who, you know, Chelsea, who's their goal scorer, if it's, you know, if Hazard,
share it down, don't they?
Well, that's it. But sometimes
we're saying that, but at the minute Chelsea are plus 17, Arsenal plus
no, I know.
12.
But what I mean is, though, that's all right. But at some point,
you need
that striker who can knock down the door.
Well, they played Liverpool at home, Chelsea, and had chances to go 2-0 up. And then Sturridge comes off the bench and bends one in top in, and they dropped 2 points against a rival.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big, and in that game, if they'd have had, you know, a striker of maybe Costa or someone who'd have had an inch like Drogba in the pass for them, they probably got that second
That's
goal.
what I'm saying. That's why Tottenham will go, because they've got Kane. You always know you're always going to get that second goal or even that third goal. When we had Yakubu, it used to drive me mad, that stat, and it was pathetic. Or if you took all his goals away, and you're like, no, you can't take his goals away.
Lukaku or Yakubu?
Lukaku. Did I say Yakubu?
Okay. When we had Yakubu,
unbelievable. Lukaku, look, when we beat City 4-0, he scores the first goal, cracks it open. When we beat Arsenal 3-0, he scores the goal, opens up.
You can't say if you take his goals away, because that's like saying if United didn't have De Gea, they'd never be in the top 5, 6, 7. Well, that's what he's there for. He's a goalie, isn't he? Liverpool didn't have Van Dijk. Liverpool didn't have Salah.
If Lukaku was on the form, was that United playing the way you did at Everton?
Oh yeah.
Then United would be challenging the top 4.
Yeah, but he would.
Because those games like Palace,
he'd got
the crucial goal that might open up for the second goal or whatever.
Course, yeah.
And I
think the criticism for Romelu Lukaku at Everton was a lot of time he'd scored the 3rd and 4th goal.
But that's good.
Oh no, it's great, but I'm just saying, so people would kind of play that down. Not us.
No one should ever play. I know, but no one should ever play that down, because if you're in a game where it's nip and tuck and you're winning 1-0, or even if you're winning 2-0, and you need, you know, it finishing off, then that's what Harry Kane does.
I'm not taking him up.
Oh, Baz, it sounds like you are with your new football show.
Don't remind me of Wembley 2016.
No.
With Romelu.
I'm not reminding you.
No, it's just, you know, you're right, and Aubameyang, and they've got Aubameyang, they've got Lacazette, who come up big for them, you know, they create a lot of chances. But, got City on 35, Liverpool 33, Tottenham 30. Tottenham the other week, I remember when Liverpool beat them, people were like, wasn't the other week, but when Liverpool beat them, they were like, yeah, they're going to struggle to even get in the top 4. Okay. They've won 6 away games on the spin. You know, excellent. Then Chelsea on 28, lost their first game, of course, at the weekend. Arsenal 27 and Everton 22. I'm not going to include the 7th place team. I'm going to go full sky.
Don't do it. Top 6.
The big 6. But just quickly, I know it's not about Everton, but Everton have done well, haven't they? compared to where we were the other week, we have raced into that top 6, haven't we? And I remember saying the other week, we can hang around on the coattails of that top 6 into the new year, then we could be in for a good season.
That's the challenge, isn't it?
So we've just got to hover around that area now, I think. Try and match United, stride for stride, and Bournemouth, who are below us as well, and Watford. If we can kind of match them team, I know it sounds a little bit unambitious, but at the minute,
no, that's what you've got to do.
We can just match them for now and have a look where we are in February. Who knows?
Definitely.
Watford beaten 3-0 at home by Liverpool. They had a great start, hadn't they? But I've had a little bit of a wobble, but they were always gone. Who wants Gracia come out and said they've got the best squad in the Premier League by a mile. Watford, you know, Gracia just signed a new contract with them, 4 years.
Fair play.
Keep your mouth shut, mate. Just get on with your job. No, but just do your job. Don't say anything. That's simple.
Well, like you want to move to Everton?
That's simple. He might want to move to Everton,
well,
but he's not because we're quite happy with the manager we've got. Thank you very much. Before we do the Champions League, just quickly, there was some Championship games over the last couple of days, but last night's, we're recording this on Thursday, last night's games have stood out for a couple of different reasons. We're just going to pick a couple of them out. Obviously, we're going to start with Stoke and Derby. Big Frank Lampard, Gary Rowett's obviously.
Big Frank Lampard?
Yeah, it's there.
And then he become big?
He's just big
He's
name.
going on, he wears those Gillettes, though, now, so now he looks like he's selling veg.
He does, and he sounds like it when he talks. Gary Rowett's ex-club.
Well, yeah, they were all wearing inflatable snakes down there.
Yeah.
Who's asked? Your Derby, pipe down.
Derby. Stoke beat Derby 2-1.
He did.
But there was, first of all, we'll talk about the incident before we talk about how good the goalkeepers were.
Yeah.
I mean, the tackle by Etubu.
Yeah, it was a bit naughty.
It was a leg breaker.
Yeah, it was one of them going for the ball, but just keep going into his shin, just keep going.
And the lad's leg, luckily his leg moved. Otherwise he would have broken his leg.
Yeah.
And then there was a melee.
It was a melee.
Oh. That was what it was.
I do love a melee.
And obviously Joe Allen and Bradley Johnson got involved. And Bradley Johnson appears rather bizarrely to try and bite Joe Allen on either the neck or the shoulder.
Well, he goes in into his there, and you can't see what's going on. But when the camera pulls back, he's got the shirt in his mouth. So I don't know what is going on. Joe Allen's
come on and said, "Oh no, he didn't bite me."
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't want to carry it on or whatever, or maybe. I don't know, maybe Bradley Johnson went and apologised after and said, I don't know what, or whatever. But obviously it was a bit of a mad moment. Is Bradley Johnson Welsh? Are they Welsh teammates or something? Do you think maybe that's why?
I
don't know, but it was a mad thing. I mean, anyone who goes into bite is bizarre anyway. I mean, we've seen that with
bizarre moments. Moment.
The goalkeepers you were really impressed with, weren't you?
Yeah.
The keepers.
Yeah, both keepers. Whose names I've completely forgotten. Scott Carson, obviously ex-England, and then England's number 2, Butland, in goal for Stoke.
Sure.
And both of them let shots in that they actually saved, but their hands weren't strong enough to keep them out their net. And you're just like, there is genuine human beings, and these are human beings. These are not anything else that think Butland should play in goal for England. Genuine human beings.
And didn't you love Jack
I
Butland?
did. I used to think he was great, but this was before the rise of Big George. Till he did his ankle playing for England, I thought he was a fine goalkeeper, and I would have liked to see him. But it's almost like, well, it's not almost like, it is like he should have left Stoke in the summer.
Yeah. Should have left Stoke a few years ago, to be honest.
He should have left them, because he's being dragged down, and he's not
getting challenged.
He's not getting challenged.
I don't mean he's not getting challenged. It's the stimulation probably drops, though, doesn't it? And everything drops.
The standards have dropped. And anyone who says he should be playing for England, you're mad. You're mad. As much, Pickford could have the worst game in the world and would still not be as bad as him.
No. He's horrendous at the minute. Yeah. The other game, Aston Villa 5, Nottingham Forest 5.
Yeah.
This was 3-3 after half an hour.
Yeah, Forest were 2-0 up after 9 minutes.
Yeah. A quick goal, man.
This game completely encapsulates the Championship. Utter garbage, right? But 10 goals.
Exciting.
Yeah, I
mean, we had Yannick Bolasie with a great cross for an Abraham header, and then got the penalty with a good
Abraham scored 4.
He did score. I mean, one of them looked like handball. The lad he did against them. He wasn't deliberate, obviously, charging a ball down, but 4 goals. That not to be sniffed at.
This game, though, completely encapsulates the Championship for me.
Defensively.
Just wide open. Just wide open. The lack of quality the lack of, like, I mean, you know...
I mean, Forrest did score a worldie. I think it was the fourth goal was a Pete starting top corner, but there was 2 goals where players have pointed where he wanted it and just ran through the middle, and nobody's been able to get near them. It was
bad.
It was
bad, and like the fit, like
Forrest
Villa went 5-4 up first time they took the lead, and like you just said there, the striker for the Forest goal, he points where he wants it in the box, and the defender does actually all right because he pushes him away from goal, and then he squeezes it between the post and the goalie, and just like, lad, you could have just stood there and put your cap on that. It's awful.
There was a couple of bad goals that were just bad defender.
Quality, man.
It's defending, isn't it? And that's what happens when you come up to the Premier League. These teams like Fulham last year, who were magnificent, playing great football and getting away with it. You come up to the Premier League, all of a sudden your Premier League strikers who are sharp, and you kind of make them same mistakes, and the next minute, bang, bang, goals are flying in, and you're like, what's going on here? And that's obviously why, when you look at it, it's he's mad for Tammy Abraham, isn't he? Because obviously he's a Chelsea player. He done really well in the Championship for Bristol City. He got 25 goals on loan. Went on loan to Swansea last season. Started really well. I think he had about 7 goals early on, and then the goals dried up. This year he's gone on loan to Villa. Quite recently he scored quite a few goals for them. Though. I think it's just his level, or do you think he's one of them, but he's no? Really?
I don't think he's that good. He's got one thing about him, he's got no frame either.
He's slight, isn't he? He's big, but he's just slight, isn't he?
Give him 2 or 3 years.
I think he's only 21, isn't he?
Won't make it at Chelsea.
No,
not a chance.
No. He'd have to go to
Cardiff.
Yeah, on loan.
She's been. When the last year, he was at Swansea last year, wasn't he?
Yeah. He does need to go on loan. I think he is on loan. No, and I think he probably needs to play in the Premier League just to see whether he can. But you're right, he is quite slight, and it shows. I mean, there was talk yesterday. This isn't about this, but Dominic Solanke looks like Liverpool are going to allow him to go on loan in January and probably to Huddersfield.
Wow, what a shock!
With his mate. But he's another one, isn't he? People rave about him under 21 level. He can't get near Liverpool's. I'm not saying he should get near Liverpool's side, but when you watch him in the Premier League, you just think he's way short. Where Dominic Calvert-Lewin's well ahead of him and looks much.
Because Dominic Calvert-Lewin's at games and
he's played. So I think that for someone like Solanke, that would be the right move. Just to see.
Said it all loads of times. Just having that now, not having to play.
Very interesting. Sticking with the Premier League, De Gea, United have activated his clause in his contract, clause extension.
Big Santa.
But there's been all kinds of nonsense, like Jordan Pickford the target. It was Jan Oblak yesterday who actually would make sense because he wants out of Athletic. But obviously they want De Gea to stay, and why wouldn't you? So it looks like he wants as much money as Alexis Sanchez.
God, he should get it then.
I know he should. So they reckon that's going to be agreed, and he's going to be signing a 5-year deal. On the flip side of that, today the news has come out that Sanchez wants out in January. He wants to leave. I suppose the problem with that is,
who's going to take him on?
He'd have to take a huge pay cut. And where would he go? Where could he? I don't think anyone in the Premier League would want him. Would he? Certainly not on them wages. So where would he?
I don't know. There's nowhere for him to. He could
back to Italy or something.
He couldn't go to Paris because they're not going to entertain that kind of money.
No,
not on the FF. I don't know. I really don't. It's a good question. I don't know where he'd go because
he's totally made the wrong decision.
Boxed himself into a corner. Yeah. He's gonna. But then again, I mean, it's like that. It's people always go, he's going to have to take a massive pay cut. So, a massive pay cut for him would mean that he'd only be on £150,000 a week.
Oh, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Let's get in the real world. No. Italy wouldn't. No one in Italy, I think, could afford to pay him. I don't think they could afford to pay him. So I don't know.
Because he's done very well at Udinese, didn't he? Years ago, obviously.
He did. That's what he started. I don't know. I mean, Atletico Madrid. Swap deal. The goalie. No, I don't know. Maybe they're preparing for life without Griezmann at some point.
Then that could
maybe,
but
it would. And
it doesn't surprise me.
I just thought he's going to go. Bayern Munich.
Oh, he was linked with Bayern Munich, wasn't he? Could be. Man, again, no money. What are they gonna?
They've got.
Maybe Robin's about
Robin's
400.
on his Robin Ribery. They haven't got like a massive abundance of. They've got a massive talent pool. The Vidal's gone, so yeah, I could see that.
They're both old, aren't they? Ribery and think. Just Mark Hughes, I mentioned it before. Looks like he's on his last legs, and rightly so. He's terrible. Paulo Sousa, the favourite for the job, ex-Leicester manager. Swervio. And
Get out of the jungle.
No, leave him in the jungle. He's doing well.
No, don't know. I obviously don't know.
Man City have gone out to consultation with their supporters for 63,000, extending their stadium. But a big section, well, not a big section, but a section of it, it's safe standing.
Good.
The canvassing them. So I suppose if someone like City start them talks rolling, it'll roll out to everybody else. Definitely. So Champions League is coming to a exciting conclusion if you're in it. And if you're not, it's just the Champions League. Obviously,
the people who are not in it not watch it.
I don't watch it.
Do you know what? I
think it's shit.
I don't. I mean, there you go. I like watching, and I've said this before. I'll watch the goals show on BT. Yeah. You know, so you know, I like that.
I did have that on the other night.
I like that because I think I like the people involved. The personalities are all sound. James Richardson for me is the best person involved in footy on the telly. Bar nobody. He's funnier. He's got more. He's more wit. He's got more wit and charisma in his little finger than anybody on Sky has in their entire bodies.
And there's no thingy to him. Seems to be no bias towards anybody. No. He's just so neutral that he makes everyone sound like they're important, which is
it's what you want
in
life.
Well, in life. Oh, but it's a massive skill to have. That is to be.
Because I don't think he's got any bias.
Well, maybe he hasn't, and maybe that's the good thing.
I think he's a pure broadcaster. Because his story, I mean, without going, I know we're going off piece here, but his story is just like incredible. Like he was just in TV, could speak Italian, and someone was like, "Do you fancy doing Italian footy?" He was like,
"Come on,
that might work." So I'll watch that because again, it's like you get a little bit of every game.
Yeah. No, I do. To be fair, that is the one. If I ever gonna watch it, it'll be that. Because you see the goals going.
I mean, it would never ever happen, but well, it could happen, I suppose. But that's how Soccer Saturday should be, except with people who are not dickheads.
Yeah.
That have the goals. It's not. Is that really going to stop anyone from going to the match? No. You don't go to the match, right? But imagine someone like, I don't know, one of the betting companies, and if you're sitting there and that's banned by the betting company, and it's like every goal is related, and you know the way people bet. That's well better. That would never ever stop anybody from. If you had that on the pub, you had a couple of bets on the go. But if you want to, you know, gamble responsibly.
Always.
But that would work brilliantly.
Well, it's just good anyway. If it was interesting, if you were sat on a Saturday and yours, say Everton weren't playing till a Sunday or whatever, and you were sat, you just have that on. Could you see all the goals? Like they could show the goal and go, 2 minutes ago, Liverpool scored a Fulham, and there's the goal. It just doesn't have to be like.
No, I don't like that. See, I don't like that.
It happened the other night between Shakhtar and Hoffenheim.
See, I don't like.
They were playing it. They were showing a free kick, and then he went, and there's a goal coming up in a minute, and I was like, because they don't normally do that. And then it like stopped the free kick and then showed the goal.
They do that, but what I'm saying is they don't tell you who scored. They just let the action play out. So I don't mind that, but I don't like if someone goes, and here's the goal.
Oh,
so here's the goal. Yeah, it's like...
No, what I'm trying to do is, so it isn't like... Because they'll say, well, the goals are live and it's blah-de-blah. They don't
they're not live, are they?
Well, no, because obviously
live because it's already happened.
But that would be the next level to take
next level
that kind of thing. See, I'm a great believer in, I know this isn't what we were talking about, but a great believer in everyone's game should be, Sky should every week, should have every game available, and you just buy it at the time. Or pay like 40 quid a month for that package, and you can just choose whatever game. Because I think that's a way out people. That's how I think Amazon or Netflix will eventually get it, because you'll be able to buy every game.
I don't.
I do.
I don't. Won't be worth enough money to them.
Oh, mate, to be worth incredible money.
Talking nonsense. Talking nothing.
I'm not. People pay it now without having their team on. Trust me, it would. You had a hell of a lot of money. Back to the Champions League. Monaco, Thierry Henry not having a great time.
I did not think you were going to start with Monaco.
No, well I am.
The big story.
The big story. Well, they play 5 games and won them. One's all 4.
They're just not a very good team. They're just not a very good team.
Well, Atletico Madrid, which is the reason why I started with this, confirmed, they were already through anyway, but more confirmed their passage again into the next round with a 2-0 win. Griezmann and Coke.
Griezmann's goal was beautiful.
He's just quality, isn't he? He's
outside of the foot.
Pure quality. But Dortmund and Bruges 0-0. Dortmund have
got Dortmund through though.
They're through now, but I mean they've been scoring goals for fun, and then they
got the point.
Yeah, they got what they needed. Good side though, doing very well. Group D, FC Porto, top in the group. You know, I mean, when they played us in the summer, I didn't think they looked like a team that'd be top in the Champions League group. But now they comfortably through 13 points. Schalke 8. Schalke got through as well.
It's not the hardest group in the world.
No, Schalke, Galatasaray, Lokomotiv.
Oh my God, it's a Europa League group.
It is a Europa League group.
See, this is why they need to slim down the Champions League and have that third competition.
On Yukuru, no goal in the Champions League again. I want to be slapping him.
Don't you think?
But how? Like top 2?
No, just there's too many teams in the competition.
Yeah, but how did he do it then?
Well, then anybody you want. No, they do it like they do now. They look at the leagues and go, listen, there has to be a little bit of like.
You've got to let some countries in, haven't you? You've got to, because that's the pinnacle. They're never going to get in it, otherwise, are they? And you can't go.
Shut up, Bass.
No one
should let anybody in. No, you'd have qualifiers, mate. But what you do is you just make the tournament smaller. You make it small. You take and listen. If that means that we go back to the way we were, where it was like, well, 3 guaranteed English places and the 4th is a qualifier. Well, then that's what we do. Yeah, but there's too much fucking crap.
No,
mate.
There's
too much crap. There's too many games in it. There's just too much crap. You don't need all these teams. That group is rubbish. It's rubbish. And one of those teams is going to go into the next round and get hiding off one of the good teams.
Porto did last year, didn't it? Liverpool beat them 5-0 in their own gaff, didn't he?
So cut some of them out.
Should be one of those teams should be in another group, shouldn't he? Rather than having 4 in a group like that.
Sort the seedings out.
That's the problem, is that the seeded. How the hell?
There's just too many teams in it for me. That just
so going through, we've done Group A. Group B, Barcelona, 13 points. They're through. They won. Leo Messi.
Both goals last night were amazing.
Yeah.
Messi. If Messi's goal was amazing, but the second one, if he meant that pass to PK, then honest to God, if anyone says he's not the greatest there, then I'll have an argument with you.
They're comfortably through. 13 points. Tottenham and Inter. That's the key one. Second and third, both 7 points, both -1 goal.
Big win for Tottenham huge win for Tottenham last night.
Ericsson,
got 10 minutes to go. Tottenham need to get exactly the same results as Inter
in the new camp.
And
so Inter are at home.
Inter are playing. You know what? PSV aren't a walkover though. I will say that they're not a walkover.
I mean, they've got 1 point.
No, I know.
They've
what
lost
I mean,
4 out the 5.
What I mean is they're not a walkover in terms of like everyone's dicking them 8-0. They're not.
I mean, they're -7 at the moment. So keep talking.
I am talking. But what I'm saying is, so it mightn't go Inter's way exactly.
Yeah.
But big task for Arsenal. Tottenham, otherwise they'll find themselves with Arsenal.
Massive task for Arsenal because they're not in it.
But that's what I'm saying. They'll find themselves playing Arsenal.
Yeah. I mean, realistically though, Inter have got to be the favourite.
Arsenal might play a scratch team. They might play
in the new camp though.
Oh mate, they've done it loads of times. They've done it loads of times.
Okay. But it is. I mean, you'd have to say Inter the
mentality though, innit?
Wouldn't you?
Tottenham are great away from home.
Yeah, they are. All right.
Just saying.
Group C, Liverpool's group. Obviously, Liverpool lost to PSG.
Did they?
They got beat.
I had no awareness of that. I did not know that Liverpool had been beaten by PSG. I didn't know.
They lost.
He just told me.
They lost to PSG, and there was even a rainbow flick by Neymar to just literally.
How did the Liverpool defender react to the rainbow flick?
Well, there wasn't one. Pet, there was.
There was more. Two rainbow flicks.
There's a flick.
Sorry, people are just walking in here.
Just recording about the champ.
People who weren't taken to Paris. People who stayed behind.
And got left behind.
Like the shithouses in the war.
Left behind. So Group C's got Napoli top 9 points, PSG second 8 points, Liverpool third with 6 points, and Red Star Belgrade bottom with 4 points. I mean, this is a bizarre way to look at it, but you know, if Napoli were to win at Anfield and Red Star were to beat PSG, Liverpool would finish bottom of the group.
Surely, we want Liverpool.
Stop calling me surely.
Surely we want Liverpool to go into the Europa League.
As much as it make me laugh if they finish bottom and we're out, then yes, the more games the better, obviously. But they probably win the Europa League and be back in the Champions League.
But that, I mean, they're going to be back in the Champions League. But the point being, but I mean, you know,
at the end
PSG have got to go
to Red Star
and win.
They only have to. Well, no, they could go and avoid defeat.
But Napoli, I mean, that's the get. Listen,
I think Liverpool will beat Napoli.
It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? You know, buses are going to be smashed.
It's mad though, isn't it? Oh, buses are going to be red.
Buses are going to be
There's 82. Pink flares.
The 82 has got no chance.
Pink flares everywhere.
Yeah. No, it's going to be one of them. Meet us at the George or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get down the assholes with your flares.
Pro battles.
Yeah.
But you could have a situation with Liverpool on 9 points, Napoli are on 9 points, Red Star.
Well, Liverpool
PSG on 9 points.
Have to win. If Liverpool win 1-0, they're through. If Napoli score, then it's got to
win by two.
Got to win by two clear goals. So Liverpool could go out at 2-1, could go out to 3-2, winning.
It's mad, isn't it? If PSG get the result they need,
so
it's all open.
Something tells me they'll get
Liverpool will win, mate. I'm telling you now, Liverpool will win 3-0. Porto, Group D, Porto. We've talked about that. Schalke are through. Them two are through from Group D. Group E, Bayern Munich and Ajax are through. They obviously Bayern Munich won 5-1, didn't they, on Tuesday night?
And Ajax had to dodge cocktails and all kinds.
Molotov cocktails. I mean, not much has really been made of that. When England, I'm not defending English fans because the dickheads, the majority who go away with the England, not the majority, the minority rather, the minority who tip tables up and the minority. Are dickheads, but English fans, whenever they go anywhere, if anything happens, it's the shame and all that. Fucking Molotov cocktails. I thought they were only existed in fucking GTA.
No, Call of Duty as well.
And Call of Duty.
Call of Duty has them as well.
Now apparently.
Some in Spider-Man as well. I think there was some in Spider-Man, I think some they were throwing them at, but you know.
Maybe they were Athens fans just in Spider-Man. Group F, Man City and Lyon. City obviously through the other night with that point. Lyon can still go out. They go away, I think. Did they go away to Shakhtar next?
Probably.
Well, Shakhtar have got 5 points, Lyon have got 7, so Lyon have got to match Shakhtar's results, obviously. Unless, of course, Lyon play Shakhtar, and then they still have to match it, obviously. Group G, Real Madrid through comfortably, 12 points. Roma, 9. 2 Jag teams going out. And Group H, well, Juventus and Man United through. Just on United.
Man United through?
United through, yeah. Both, yeah. Because all United fans laughing at Liverpool last night. What were you saying and all that? Because like they've been given stick. But I watched a bit of United the other night, just a little bit of it, and it was grim. It was very, very boring. He brought on Marouane Fellaini and Romelu Lukaku, 2 ex-Everton. They were his subs. To be fair, they combined. Fellaini with his new haircut scored a really good goal, actually. Nice.
He combined with someone's leg, I noticed as well.
Oh well, that's Fellaini, isn't it? And there was a cameo from Rom running around the line with the ball and left the ball behind and carried on running.
Word up.
Forgot that it was the ball was behind him.
Was he rapping?
Fellaini is a funny one, isn't he? Because United fans just don't like him, or a percentage of them don't like him, and yet he has scored some really important goals for them over the last few years.
He's the Sam Allardyce of footballers.
Okay.
You don't really want to like him. You don't really think you need him, but at sometimes in your life you might just.
We liked him.
He was boss for us. Fellaini, not Sam Allardyce. Fellaini was boss for us. I loved Fellaini. I loved the man to bits.
So you mean United are viewing him as Allardyce?
They're viewing him as
an Allardyce,
as a person that is like the shame.
Yeah, we should not. And yet he's a good footballer, and he's brilliant as a target man, isn't he? Knocked the ball into him, his chet, he can control everything. But he spun brilliantly. Lukaku flicked it on, spun and he's put United through. So they all should be delighted with him.
Patting him on the back.
Certainly. I mean, United.
They're grim to watch, aren't they? Let's get it right. They're grim to watch.
The goal was the 91st minute or something the other night. They 3-0 with Palace. I mean, what?
They're grim. They're just grim to watch.
Can you see him surviving the season?
He'll probably see it to the end. And then,
Do you think he'll go in the summer?
I don't know. It depends if they got. They're going to try and get Pochettino, aren't they? I just get Zidane.
And be done with it.
Yeah, be done with it.
It's mad, isn't it? The money they've got, the players they've got a manager that's won
I've said it all along, Baz. It's, for me,
doesn't suit them.
They haven't got a director of football.
That's the issue.
They haven't moved on. They haven't moved on to football club since Ferguson went.
Which is mad, isn't it?
They've gone out trying to get like managers without going and getting. Do you know what they should go and get? Man United, I'm going to tell you right now, you should be getting.
Go on.
Signing of the season, this would be.
Go on.
Richard Scudamore.
I can't give him any credence.
You don't have to give him any credence.
But he should be.
But that would just be
for them.
For them would be the signing of the century, the sale of the century.
For them.
I'm telling you, he would be perfect for them.
He'd market them to within an inch of themselves, wouldn't he? Because he is. Just wanted to touch on Real Madrid before we go. They're through in the Champions League, but the cracks already appearing with Solari. He's totally bombed out Isco. Isco wasn't even in the squad the other night. Sat in. There's a lot of murmurings that the players aren't happy already.
Murmurings.
They got spanked at the weekend by Ibar.
Players will be unhappy if they're not playing or their noses put out of joint. At the end of the day, that's just the way it is. You got to think about why he's got the job, because the last fella wasn't up to it. You know, and you might have been playing, so you're part of the problem. Isco. Work hard, get your head down and get your... Yeah, he's a good player, but work hard, get your head down and get yourself back into the mix.
There's only one man who can save them now.
Moyes.
Roberto Martinez.
I was going to say Moyes.
Or Roberto?
I think Moyes would save them.
Save them from what?
Themselves.
No.
Big Sam.
He couldn't save Sociedad from themselves.
Big Sam.
He'd save them from Big Sam. Big Sam's always said he could manage them.
Give him the opportunity. Some kind of reality contest. Just do it.
Just give him 6 weeks.
Just get it.
See what he could do in 6 weeks.
Have you seen Michael McIntyre?
I've seen him.
Have you seen the show where they'll set up a scenario and it ends up being like the lad or the person will end up being like singing or something on the stage, but set up a fake scenariyo, right? And then like there was one this week. I only watched it because Carly was on it. We missed it on Twitter. But the lad thought he was going for he was going to be he was a pilot or something, and he mocked up this fake plane. Now how he didn't know he was in the plane, I don't know, because where did he think this thing that he was at? It was a whatever. So they put him in this fake plane and the front drops down, there's an audience in front of him. Do that with Allardyce, but in the Bernabeu. Say you're going to somewhere, pint of wine, sit him down, thing opens, he's on the pitch at the Bernabeu, there you go and manage him, lad.
As a game's about to start.
I would pay good money for that.
As a game's about to start.
Well, give him a day.
So like training.
Yeah, give him a day. Not like the way they unveil, but tell the crowd that you're unveiling a new player. He's in the box.
Start waving the handkerchiefs if they saw Allardyce.
He'd think it was, but you tell him it was something else. He doesn't speak Spanish, he doesn't know what that means. Tell him waving white handkerchiefs is a great show of respect to gentlemen. For gentlemen.
For everything.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a villa in Spain now.
White
Big
ones,
Sam's villa.
White ones, because you did so well at Bolton.
Yeah, that could work.
And he managed loads of Real Madrid players when he was at Bolton. Even Campo.
Just say Campo.
Campo could be the assistant manager.
And he had Fernando Hierro.
There you go. See, cracked. Just put them
two ex-Real Madrid legends
in there with Big Sam. Sam doesn't know he's getting the job. The fans doesn't know he's getting the job. Pay-per-view. Sorted. Made yourself billions of pounds. Done it? Cracked the code.
Who's Sam or Real Madrid?
No, the TV company.
Or the TV.
The TV company.
How would he persuade Real Madrid to let him loose on them?
They let everyone else loose on them. Real Madrid managers are like when you bring kits out. You know, you see a kit, you go, that's crap, and then you go, but we've only got it for a season, so does it really matter? That's what they're like with managers.
Yeah, true. That is true.
Might be here for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Big Sam Madrid experiment. I mean, that's not putting bums on seats, I don't know. I mean, you can take the ball, pass the ball all you bloody want, but the Big Sam experiment.
Big Sam experiment.
It's the stuff dreams are made of.
Literally.
Los Blancos.
Get rid of that foreign nickname for
Yeah,
a start. You can get rid of that foreign nickname.
Call it the Whites.
We're called the Whites.
From now on.
From now on, that's the end of it.
Pints of wine at half time, even rhymes.
Done, sorted.
Him and his sports. Up there with sports science. Before you know it, little Sammy Lee will be in there.
Oh man, could you imagine Sammy Lee?
Fast clap at the Bernabeu. Fast clap at the Bernabeu.
Oh,
You'd have Shakespeare rocking up. Rhys Morgan's a turn up.
Do you think Sam would not go on their European trips as well? St. Craig.
Yeah, he wouldn't go anywhere. Be like, Sam, you know that we play all our games in Europe, don't you?
St. Craig. Craig Camanaton this week.
I can't be doing with it.
Oh, I've got a dentist appointment.
I'm at the wine. Pints of wine time.
Got a allegation.
He's at his, he'd be in his Big Sam's Villa. His villa's actually got Big Sam's Villa written on outside
And
of
the
it.
big undies.
He has got large undies, not as large as Lukaku's, but quite large. There you go. I think we'd leave it there.
Yeah, leave
Once
it
we've got to Sam Allardyce's undies,
Leave it there.
that means
I just
it's
noticed
time
as
to
well
go.
that there might be
a change.
a graphic error in this.
A graphical error.
We have to sort of stop halfway through and do something for the BBC.
Well, you did, yeah. I was pushed out as well. It's fine. It's fine. Not all about you. Not at all. See you later.
Did they ring you? No? Oh, okay.
They normally do. I just swerved them.
Okay.
See you, Tories. See you later.